So what I've got here is I've got some of your notes that you wrote from when you were here. You left them here.
Okay.
I know you like to have notes and
do.
stats, and I totally get that. Everybody's got a different presentation style.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I think is hilarious is you know what's coming, I think.
I know. I have no
These
idea.
particular notes, which is basically just saying eating your veggies, hanging with the in-laws, and going to the dentist, which is something you just said. You had to remind yourself of, what are 3 things people typically hate? And you had to write them down on the Post-it note. That is not a note you would normally think someone would need for this program, but I do appreciate it because you thought on some level, these are the ones I want to use, damn it.
Did I use those? I hope I did. I think I did.
You did. You said that word for word on the show. Because I remember thinking to myself, geez, he hates hanging with the in-laws. The in-laws are pretty cool.
Welcome, everybody, to Court Cousins, episode 71. My name is Kyle. I'm joined, as always, by my cousin, my co-host, Jason the Peach. We have a very formidable show for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Peach, can you run down some of the topics that we're going to be discussing in this little ditty today?
Today we have a show for you. It's going to be huge. You're going to love it. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Some might say it's awesome. It's an awesome show. We've got the Are You OK CP check-in at the beginning. Hey, then we're coming at you with traffic light first today. Traffic light. But stick around and do not worry. We're going to round up the social media after that. And then we're going to go into the huge ending.
Huge. Am I supposed to know that human? Who is that you're trying to... Is that an impersonation or just a funny voice?
It is President-elect Trump. He loves to say huge.
Okay, I thought that's what you were going with.
I don't do it Trump well.
I thought it was like a Dickie V for a second. It was kind of like...
No. Well, you know what? They're similar.
Yeah, I was going to say, you were blending a little bit there, but it was wonderful. Thank you, Peach.
Well, his use of awesome, I think, is what threw you, right?
Yeah.
Because he's an awesome baby kind of guy, but, whatever.
We have a lot to get into before any of those hijinks or hilarity. You may have noticed that when you clicked on this episode, there were 0 commercials. Now, some of you may be like King Peach over there sitting in his chair, all right, and have YouTube TV, okay? I have a chair, king of the castle over there. But for peons and peasants like myself, I have to watch all these ads. And Peach, you might not know this, but there's more and more ads. Now you can't even skip. You click next and it goes to another ad and then you can skip. They're just adding them in here on us left and right. And so today I want to shout out the people that are making it possible for this broadcast to come to you commercial free. That's all of our all-stars and second cousins over on the Patreon. Shout out to Bulby the Dawn, Paulo and Franz's Warmth, Dylan Holden, Magic Player History, Matthew Bell, Dan Young, Damian, and Gloria. And Peach, we have a new Patreon who stepped up to the plate to help us come to you advertisement free, and that is Luis Rosario.
Let's go.
So thank you. Lewis making awesome wood products and also helping this magic propaganda come to your ears and your eyeballs right now.
Oh, yeah, there's one back there. Right there.
Yeah, I got one. I don't know. Yep,
you got one up there. Yeah.
Right above Franz there. So if you can.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's fantastic. If you can, sorry to step on you there, Peach, head over to the Patreon. $5 a month. We can keep this thing going. I would like to do no ads, but it does cost money to do the show, so we're kind of on a trial run. If we can get, 4 or 5 more people to come over to the Patreon, we can keep doing this advertisement free over on the YouTubes, and then you can just click in and enjoy. That's my theory, Peach.
My theory is I have no idea why you think I'm some sort of king in the castle who, while I have YouTube TV, I do not pay to watch YouTube. When I watch YouTube, right, I watch commercials. So I appreciate what we're doing for our fans. I do not get to watch YouTube commercial free. I see the multiple commercials.
Oh, so you know what's been happening.
Not part of the package.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I know.
Wow.
I see that guy trying to tell me about the bearskin hoodie.
Oh, yeah.
Well, your regular clothes aren't manly enough. And then it's like it goes off on this diatribe for like 4 or 5 minutes. And if you're not close to your remote, you're like, God damn it, shut the fuck up. It's just a damn hoodie, for Christ's sakes. And there's a lot of bad ones that are annoying and long. And you don't have to watch those if you participate because nobody likes those.
Yeah. So just head on over. $5 a month. Buy us a beer every month. That's what we like to say. And we can keep this coming to you advertisement free. All right, Peach. It's been a couple weeks since I was there in Dallas, so I'm curious to know, sir, are you okay, CP, today?
Start out by saying yes, I am
Okay.
okay. I've selected this picture here of KCP back on the Nuggets guarding Paulo. He's not going to get to this shot. This shot's going in over the top of him. You can see he's like, shoot, this ball's getting by me. I was looking hard and fast for a picture of somebody blowing by KCP, which I will tell you is a hard find. So that shows that his defense is good. So from a Magic perspective, that's good to know. But I was looking for something that suggests that something is passing you by or you're missing something. Because I've started to realize that over the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years or so, I'm at a place for like a year or so, and then I move on, and it's like there's no settling in and really, letting the roots grow. And I'm doing that here, but I don't have the squad that I've had in some of my other moves. I don't have the base of friends to go do stuff. I think it's gotten a lot harder as you hit the age of 45, whereas most of the people that I meet at work are either doing their typical 40 stuff of owning a home, having a family, raising kids. I'm not doing. And then the people who might be friends are like in their 20s, and they're not really looking for a 45-year-old to add to their squad. So it's a weird time. I've never really had any trouble making friends,
No.
but I'm not really pushing the issue either because I've been financially strapped, even though you think I'm king in the castle over here. That's the complete opposite. I have been just hunkering down and saving for a long time. And so I know we have announced that we're not going on Christmas time, which is a awesome blessing for me because I am finally catching up on things and paying some stuff off that's been hanging over me for a while. And by not going to this in December, it means that by the time we do go later in the year, I will have that stuff passed behind me already, and I won't incur more debt just to simply see our beloved Orlando Magic in the state of Florida, which I love doing, but not at a cost to where I've been going. My trajectory has been up, and so I'm glad that we made that decision. But I do feel like there's some things that are passing me by that I'm missing out on. So I've got to press the issue. I've got to be up tighter on Paulo in this if I'm KCP. I got to be tighter, right? I can't be letting him shoot those over me because he's going to make them. So I got to get out there.
So you're doing like a full
court
press.
I'm gonna.
Full court press right now.
Right. And the future's bright for even this KCP as it is for me, because I know eventually he starts wearing that same jersey that man's wearing, and things continue on the uptick. So it's all good. It's all good. We'll get there. How are you feeling for the OKCP chicken?
Well, before we do that, Peach, I actually don't think that we announced what's happening with the 3rd annual family reunion Court Cousins night.
Well, I'll be dipped. Let's do it now.
So, Peach, as he just said, and we should have said at the top of the show, we are going to reschedule the 3rd annual family reunion Court Cousins night to a date that works better. Many of you reached out and said, man, the holiday time is tough for me. We weren't really sure how it was going to go. It was the best for me because I was off work, so I was trying to push the issue. So we're going to look to February or March. So have your ears tuned in to hear when we're actually setting that new date for Court Cousins night, the 3rd annual family reunion. So that will be coming. We are coming down, but it won't be when little baby Jesus arrives on December 25th and 6th.
Y'all hiking the prices up down there at this time. Yeah. And I get it because people are on vacation and they're coming down in droves, but hey.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cheddar.
Right. So we're going to go at a time that's a little bit more feasible for you, second cousins, and for us here on Court Cousins. So, Peach, I picked this photo here of KCP. He's got a couple balls in his hand. No, not because I've been diddling myself a lot, but I have. Because I feel like, I got a lot of balls in the air right now. I'm juggling a lot of balls. Okay? And I guess what I'm learning, professional, personal, my sister-in-law is here, helping them with some family stuff too. It's like, it can sometimes feel overwhelming, even just with the regular stuff. And I'm sure second cousins out there, you've experienced this as well. And I just know that I need to continue to make more time so I can be smiling just like this KCP that I have here today. Because that time, just like mid-afternoon meditation where I stop and I just sit and I just breathe for a moment, or making sure that I'm getting into my physical body, doing some rock climbing, which I've been loving lately, working out, those types of things. That's that self-care that as I'm continuing to grow, I really know that I need to prioritize, or else everything can kind of get off kilter and just make everything more difficult. So I hope you out there, second cousins, are finding what is good for your self-care. And even though, like this Kentavious Caldwell Pope here, you maybe have multiple balls in the air, whatever it is, I hope you're taking time for yourself too, so that you can be your best self as you approach all those things in your life.
Yeah, that's always been a strength of your game that I actually admire. I know that even a long time ago, when you'd come home for Thanksgiving and we'd be like, all right, let's go do this. And you'd be like, wait, I got to take a 10-minute meditation nap or whatever. And we would just all be like, the fuck is this guy? What? But like, you always kind of do what you need to do for you. You know, when I lived with you, you'd be like, I got to go work out.
Yeah.
Like you always do take that time to do that stuff. And if you get off it, it's going to wreck you, because you got a routine. You're true to yourself. And I admire that. I don't have that ability.
Thank you very much, Pish. Thank you very much, man. I love you. All right. Shall we now?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're switching it up a little bit here, second cousins. We decided to put traffic light first. That is that segment where we propose a question or a prompt, and we will either give it the green. Whoa, listen to that car go. We will give it the red. Hold the brakes on that statement, or a cautious yellow. That's slowing down right there. So we'll see how this goes.
Or speeding up, depending on how late you are.
That's true. That's true. You got to get through that light. Got to get through that light, baby. All right. So we didn't want to bury the lead. The reason that we wanted to start with this one is because the first one is about Franz Wagner, Pish. There he is on the shirt right behind me. Thank you, Pish. You got that sign for me. We're going to talk about a signed Franz Wagner jersey a little bit later in the show.
Oh, good. You know about that. All right.
Yeah,
fantastic.
all right. It's coming up. It's ready. But this one right here, I'll get it started with this. I guess our prompt is, Pish, to you, Franz Wagner is an Eastern Conference All-Star this year. This first slide we have is from Alex Kennedy, NBA. Players age 22 or younger who have totaled 4,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 700 assists in the first 3 NBA seasons. LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Edwards, Chris Paul, Franz Wagner. Okay. He was recently named the Eastern Conference Player of the Week along with De'Aaron Fox. I had that up here. Here it is. He was averaging this past week when we were 3-0, 30.7 points per game, 7.3 rebounds per game, 5.7 assists. Pish, how are you feeling on this? Are you go all the way? Franz Wagner is an all-star? What are you thinking?
Not only is the light green, we have a police escort making sure that this car gets through to where it needs to go. There's gentlemen on the side with the orange things kind of going like this. A couple cars in front, couple cars in back. You're not even sure which car he's in, as a matter of fact, but they're all getting through and to the arena on time. I mean, unless Paulo comes back and puts up ridiculous 50 burgers again before the All-Star game, and they decide they only can pick one Orlando Magic player, I think it's got to be Franz. He's coming through. It's a green. It should be. I'm not even that shocked about it. But I'll tell you this, which I am very curious about, is I know that there's a particular person. I know there was a few people in the Magic community, but I know there's one person in particular who seemed to kind of doubt or be worried about Franz Wagner and whether he was going to be able to produce and whether the contract was actually worth it. And now I have to ask that person, what say ye?
The pointing. Now I know why you practice the pointing, you bastard.
I have to know what direction to point.
Okay. All right. No, this is a come to Jesus moment for me, and I don't have any problem eating my crow, Pish. Because I stand by my comments, okay? I was worried about Franz Wagner. At the end of last season, you saw with your 2 eyes, too, your beautiful baby blues, and all you second cousins out there, you saw as well. You saw Franz Wagner passing up open three-point shots. It looked like Markelle Fultz 2.0 at the end of last season. And don't tell me that he didn't. I saw it. You saw it. That is room for alarm. And there was more room for alarm when it continued into the world, the World Cup. No, that's not what it's called. The Olympics. And he continued to kind of shoot miserably. So I think I was justified in being a little trepidatious about the max extension. But holy shit, I've never been happier that I've been wrong. And Peesh, we're taking a monster truck to this bitch, and we are going all the way green to Franz Wagner being an all-star. I mean, Eastern Conference Player of the Year. I think in these last 7 games, man, it really seems like to me that the game has slowed down another level for Franz Wagner. It's super impressive. In the last 7, he's averaging 28.9, 6.3 boards, 6.3 assists, shooting 46.5% from the field, 35.8% from 3. I mean, this man has been straight up cold, dude. The ice in this man's veins. He's been crossing guys over, getting to the paint at will. He's finishing much better at the basket than in the beginning of the year. He's working the step back 3 now. Like, it went from almost zero confidence, it seemed, to now he's crossing guys up. He's stepping into threes off the dribble. It's just, it really seems like it's slowed down. He's excelled in this role of I'm the main guy. I'm the main facilitator. I have some more stats on that playmaking from Franz Chero here. This is playmaking stats from Basketball Index. The playmaking talent, according to Basketball Index, is in the top 2% in the NBA. His pass creation, top 7%. Pass creation quality, top 3%. He is just, his on-ball gravity, top 2%. What are you laughing at? You're laughing at these
He's
numbers?
in the top 2 of only Franz creators. That's the only time I ever hear that like phrasing is in the top whatever. It's like every single person on OnlyFans is like, I'm in the top 7% of creators. It's like, you can't all be in the top 7. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's kind of like that stat that we throw out at the beginning where it's, these stats where it's like first guy with 4,000, 3,000, 2,000, and a bunny named Fluffy. There's only 2 guys that have ever done it. But it matters here. Like another one, Franz, 10th player in NBA history to have a game with 30 points, 10 boards, 5 assists, and 5 3-pointers made while not turning the ball over once. And for the crazy usage that he's had as of late, that is extremely impressive because turnovers have been an Achilles heel. And I was getting on Franz when he was coming off his sickness. I didn't know he's on the court, so I'm assuming he's good. He clearly wasn't well. I think he was just getting over it as he was going through, in Dallas. I don't even think he was 100% Peach when we were there. You really started to see it change as that next game. He looked a little bit better, and then after that Oklahoma City game, it was all gears go. And he has stepped into the role of the leader, the offensive leader and facilitator of this team with Paolo Banchero out. I'm beyond pleased that I was so horribly wrong on the contract extension. Not only is Franz stepping into a max player and that person's abilities, he might get the super max. If he keeps playing like this, it'll be tough when Paolo gets back to get those kind of all NBA nods. But that is the thing that can put a rookie contract into a super max rookie, as they would call it, or the max rookie, the fun max, is if you get an all NBA nod. Then it becomes from 25% to the 30% of the max, which I guess is a great problem to have. It would be interesting to see how that all works out moving forward, but that's not what we're here for right now, Peach.
I mean, his numbers are up. Yeah, his numbers are up because Paulo's not there, and he knows he needs to be the facilitator and the scorer. And I think he's exceeded the possibilities that I even thought he could have while Paulo was out, which is just glamorous. I mean, I was giving you shit for the sake of argument. I think we all, after the 3 games I watched while you were in town, I was just like, forget it. This sucks. I'm not going to watch this shit anymore. Like, this is terrible. It took Franz deciding to become this guy to really turn things around. And luckily the rest of the NBA doesn't have their shit together. We'll talk about that later. But like, Franz stepping up like this is, wow. I'm very impressed by it because I wouldn't have expected it to be at this kind of level where like you're Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Like, that's what? Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what it's going to take while Paulo's out. But that's why people need to know who this man is. He's not getting that same respect around the league. So now he's kind of getting it with Paulo out. And so when we're talking about him as an all-star, this would be a great way for people to start knowing that it's not Franz Wagner. So let's do it. Make it happen.
Absolutely. And you gave me shit jokingly, of course, about, that trepidation I had around the 3-point shot, but man, that's taken a 180. Like 36%. You now have to respect that if you're the opposing defense.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have to now step out on Franz as a 6'10 guy who can cross you over, that is dangerous, man. If you got to guard him all the way out there, now he's a 3-level scorer, and it just opens up his playmaking, his dribbling, his getting into the paint. We saw the Dirk fadeaway coming back. All these things that had kind of been missing last year are now coming back, and they're going to a new level.
He just looks confident. He looks confident, right?
Yep.
Like he's confident in what he's doing. If he can get to the lane a few times and he gets the first few bounces to go in, during that losing streak, he was missing some bunnies. And then it's like, it just takes him out of any kind of rhythm. He's not going to do the step backs and the crossovers and all that stuff. So it's easy to see. He gets some easy hoops. And then it he's like, oh, let me start trying some fadeaways. Let me cross a guy up. Let me do some step backs. And then you could just see that confidence growing in him. So him getting this player of the week nod is, I think, going to be really big for him going forward, because he seems like he's a very flow and confidence player. Like that's what runs him and his core. So keep it moving, my man.
Green lights all the way, baby, for Franz Wagner to the All-Star game. Let us know in the comments if you're feeling this good or if you felt any different way, but it should be Franz Wagner All-Star game. Let's go, baby. That sound we have sounds a lot like the Pacers sound when they're racing up the court. But as we know, they've had to hit the brakes a couple times thanks to the Orlando Magic. Take that, Tyrese Halliburton. Yes.
We'll see you at WrestleMania, dude.
Yeah, I can't see Franz not making it, looking at the list of potentials. But still, the national media kind of has him as a fringe guy, so we will see what happens with that. Okay, next one, Peesh. What are we going into? We going into traffic light for this.
Goga as a starter.
All right, let's do it. All right, so this post is from Landalorian. Hope this question makes the show, Court Cousins. Well, here it is, Landalorian. Thank you, Jay Will, for reaching out. But here we are again with the Goga/WCJ saga. When Wendell comes back, will they be pulling Goga again like last year? Goga's play makes me wonder, why did we extend WCJ now? And I think Landalorian wants us to get into maybe a little bit of the debate, but let's start first with Goga Bitadze is a starter. Are we green, yellow, or red on this, Peach?
I'm green on this.
I knew
it. Well, I mean, you just said there's going to be some sort of debate.
Yeah.
I don't understand how there'd be a debate. I really don't. I see a man in Goga that tries. I see a man in Goga that will put up a double-double every game by getting some boards. And even if he only has 5 putbacks inside, that's 10 points. You got 10 points, 10 boards. Cool. That's something that you try to bet on with Wendell Carter, and a lot of times you don't get it because he'll come up with 7 boards and maybe 12 points, but then you're like, god damn it. But Goga's consistent, and he's in there doing the rebounding stuff that we don't have right now, especially with Paulo out. We don't have that good inside rebounder getting big minutes. Goga is making the most of the minutes he's getting. It's good. His question is super valid. Why did we extend the injury-prone WCJ? I do not know. You got Goga. He doesn't seem injury prone. He's a good player. He's out there. He hates the Intuit Dome. I don't know. How do you not like this guy? This guy's got to be the dude, but they're going to give it back to Wendell when he comes, and that's what's sad.
I think if you're watching Second Cousins, you already know that we're all lights go. Houston, we have no problems.
Go power Goga.
Nice. Yes, Goga gadget, baby. He has been pulling out all the gadgets, and I love the intensity he's playing with. He's doing the rev now if he gets a dunk. He's bringing a lot more. He brings a lot of rim presence. Let's see here. I have it. How many blocks is he averaging? 1.4 blocks per game. Sometimes it feels like more. He's altering shots down there too. And I know that a part of our defense has been that Jamal Mosley wants to run is that switchability. Every man can switch. But Goga's, I haven't seen him be exposed on the perimeter. He sat down and guarded some guys on the perimeter pretty damn well. So hopefully we can avoid our center being put on any point guards. But if it happens, Goga can hold his own. He can hold his own. He held his own against Devin Booker the other night when he got matched up on him in a switch. He can do it. And I think what he brings so much more around the hoop is just invaluable, especially the offensive boards piece, that big man shit. Like you said, he's not looking, no one needs to get him a shot. Goga is making his own shots through just the pure sweat of this man's brow, the lunch pail that he's bringing in. He is unloading it on everyone. You want a cheese sandwich? No crust? You're getting it, baby.
I mean, I can't continue to watch WCJ like just hang out and be out there when I know what Goga brings, right? Like I see the hustle. I see I'm going to bring up another man right here and I want to give him a tip of the hat. His name's Hansel Emmanuel.
Okay.
Check him out. He is a college basketball player at Austin P. He has one arm. He is fantastic. He's playing Division I college basketball with one arm. He's dunking on guys. He's blocking shots. He's got hustle, and he's working harder than the man I'm talking about who's injury prone and sadly out right now. And it's like, how can this young man try this hard to play that well with one arm? You got two good arms, and you don't play half as hard as him.
Yeah,
so it's angering, and that's why you got to go for Goga, because Goga is playing hard. He wants it, and then that's what I need. I need somebody in there who cares. If J.I. is not going to do big man shit, let Goga do it, right? Like, I still don't understand why J.I. can't play full basketball games. We may never have the answer to that question. People keep saying, well, he could be a defensive player of the year candidate. Not if he doesn't fucking play some more. So let's drop that conversation right now as a sidebar. But Goga, he starts. It's a green light. No, in fact, he's probably trailered to the back of that Franz question we just answered, because they're both going straight on through. But they're not gonna. They're gonna give it back to Wendell when he comes back. You know that.
Yeah, that's frustrating. I mean, Hansel can play with one arm, and Goga and Wendell's got two, but he only has one good cornea, and the plantar fasciitis is in one foot. So he's a hobbled man. He's a hobbled man. I don't want this to be a shit on WCJ. Like, I think that he is a great backup center. But I don't love, and maybe this is not even fault of his own. Maybe the team has been pushing him into taking those 3-point shots, and we're just maybe a little bit more old school in what we want our bigs to be doing. But, Wendell Carter Jr.'s effective field goal percentage, 47%, as compared to Goga's 71%. Because Goga's staying within himself. He's playing his game. He's getting those offensive boards and those putbacks. He's doing things around the rim, making himself available. Him and Anthony Black were working tremendously the last couple games. Anthony Black dishing it to him in the paint. He's willing, ready to receive and put that sucker home. And just the offensive boards is something that I really like. I actually looked at the per 36 numbers. They weren't much different, which was surprising to me. But I just like what Goga brings. And the contract is no fault of Wendell's. That is on the front office. Nope. I just don't understand why we needed to pay Wendell Carter 2 years early from his contract at a rate that is the same as what Nikola Vucevic is going to be getting paid. I think he dropped 30 and 12 Vuce the other night. It's just not the same player. And now you have a guy in Wendell Carter Jr. that probably should be your backup, and you're paying him what will be borderline starter center money, so
you're being polite. Yeah. I know you said you don't want this to be a shitting on WCJ segment.
Yes.
I'm totally fine with it being that. Okay. He is a serviceable backup center.
Yeah. All right.
He's serviceable. He's fine, right? Like, I'm not winning a championship with that guy in my starting lineup. And by the way, when I say I mean the Orlando Magic. So why don't we go ahead and put him on the bench and see how that works out? Or, hey, if there's some other team that likes that contract that we got him on, which is I guess somewhat tradable, let them take a shot on him. I mean, he is a serviceable big man, but he is not going to win you a championship with the way our team plays and goes. He sets a good pick. He's pretty good shooter from the outside for a big man, but he doesn't really big man shit.
Right.
So he's not really a big man. He's kind of a 4.
He plays like a 4. Yeah.
A lot of teams have a really good 4. You've got Apollo or something like that. So it's like, I don't see a place for him getting as many minutes as he gets. I don't know if he might know a secret about Jamal Mosley, and maybe that's why he gets so many minutes. Maybe that's why they re-signed him. Maybe he's got something on the people in the front offices or something. I don't know. But either way, he's finding his way. He's going to find his way back in. He is. And I hope he plays well. Shut me up, man. I'd love to be wrong about this. But, I mean, time and time again, as much faith as I've had in him, and I have on this show. If you go back, you listen to old shows, that was a Wendell stand for a while. Yes. But hey, I'm done with that. I'm not going to ride this down the grave like you did with Markelle Fultz. I understand that this ride's over, and I got off a long time ago, and yet he kind of still keeps going. And people from the Orlando Magic keep coming and lining up like, yeah, let's get on this ride again. It's like, let's not.
Yeah. We've seen the ending. Peach, I just hope when Wendell comes back, and you're right, they're going to put him in the starting lineup for some reason, unbeknownst to us, because we're morons and we can't see something that is basketball savants can see. I just hope Goga doesn't go away, man. Like, I just don't want him to go back to nothing. Like, I think that he has deserved and shown that he needs to be getting some minutes. Maybe it's Moritz or him one night. You're going with either of those guys depending on matchups. Just please, can we not send – it feels like he's back in his home country of Georgia when Wendell Carter Jr. comes back. Like, we just don't see the Georgian beast anymore. He just goes to the end of the bench. And please, Jamal Mosley, Weltman, whoever's listening, and I know Mosley listens to every episode. He always tells us it's great. Please let Goga – free Goga. Let him keep playing, please.
Free Goga. If Goga doesn't get minutes, I'm bringing a free Goga sign when we do go down.
Yeah, okay, nice. Let us know what you think, Second Cousins, about this debate. Should Goga start? I think the opinions on that will be a little bit more varied than on the Franz Wagner.
I mean, he has to start now. Well, Wendell's
out. Yeah,
We're talking about when he comes back.
Yes. Thank you for the clarification, Peach. Okay, let's go to a little Jersey fun because we are the Jersey show. We are the Jersey aficionados. So we got to do traffic light. Where is it? On the Jersey, Peach. The Magic released with very little fanfare, Peach, their City Edition jersey for this year. I will go first. I am going to go all the way pump the brakes on this thing. Okay, I'm going to go pump the brakes on this thing for a couple reasons. Number one, I saw a thread with all of the releases of all the jerseys. Our media team normally does a tremendous job. Ours was just a post saying, like, this is the jersey. We could have done some more. We could have had some more buy-in. The other teams had some videos explaining how the parts of the jersey represented the city. And maybe we didn't do that because this just doesn't represent Orlando. I'm not from Florida, so I don't know, but I've never heard my Floridian friends say, we got to protect the kingdom. I am totally over this kind of quote-unquote armor look. I thought since day one it looked like a chain link fence. I think this looks even more like a chain link fence on a white jersey. I do like the pinstripes running through it. I like the nod to the star, but it's not even the classic star. It's kind of a variant, almost looks a little more Disney-fied, that star. So it's not our star, and I just don't understand the text. It's not quite the New Orleans text, but it gives me New Orleans vibes, and it confuses me. I don't see anything of the city represented here for this City Edition jersey, so I'm all the way red on it. I want to get rid of, maybe if you want to keep the kingdom thing, but let's find a different path, Peach. Please.
Agreed with everything you said,
Okay.
But unfortunately I do have notes. I was hoping I wouldn't, but okay. I do have notes.
What do you got? Oh, geez.
Dark blue is not an Orlando Magic color, people. Dark blue and black don't go together. Ask anyone. Ask anyone about colors and matching and how things work in the world, right? Like you can't do it. You can't wear black shoes with dark blue pants, right? Like this is it's as old as time. We all know about this, and yet you're clashing those two things together here. I am a little surprised you don't like this jersey because this is basically the Dallas Cowboys on an NBA basketball jersey.
Well, they've been
and that's
shit
what it
too,
reminds me of, and they've been shit as well. The idea of the Kingdom on the Rise is such an awesome fucking slogan.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm swearing more today because fuck it, we're not monetized anymore. But it's such an awesome slogan. It deserves better than these uniforms. And it deserves better than the fact that they basically had this in black last year. And then they went, just throw a white one out there for this one. They're not trying, right? This is like showing up to the group project and you haven't done your part. And you're like, well, yeah, there's 3 of us. So I guess, we'll get a 66, we'll still pass. It's like, this is weak sauce. I wouldn't rock one of these if it was given to me free. It's just terrible. And I didn't see a lot of these ones from last year being rocked by the average fan.
Nah.
Once in a while, a hat with that logo or something on it would make its way through the world. But yeah, I don't understand it because like you said, a lot of other teams did such a nice job rolling out a video, explaining what's going on with their jersey. A lot of these are like that. In baseball, they have the City Connect jerseys and they'll tell you exactly what this is. And even if you don't agree with it, at least you understand, like if you're not from that, and we're not from Orlando, but like we haven't heard from anyone in Orlando that can back up, oh, this is the font from the First Presbyterian Church, which was the first building in Florida. Give me something. Give me some. I'm not asking for much, right? Like I'm asking for food and I'm looking for a McDonald's small fry. And you're not giving me even that. You're just rolling this out and being like, have at this. The peons will buy it. Yeah. Please don't buy this, people. And I'm sick of seeing all the posts by the Magic and other people, and then they have a vote and people are liking it. We know that's fake. That's fake ass media. Someone is going in there and pumping up those numbers and making sure that it looks like this is something people like, because no one I talk to or see talking on Twitter about it likes these at all. So I do not get how those polls make it seem like people are cool with these, because we're not. And jersey sales will show it.
Yes. Let's protest with our paychecks.
Yes.
And it's crazy that we got people in the Magic community whipping up better versions. I mean, look at this puppy, Peach.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
You've talked about this. Stuff has been talking about it all the last couple of years. Let's get a stuffed jersey. If you want to go with the dragons, let's protect the kingdom. We got a dragon. All right. Look at this thing. A little neon green. The blue is the right color. We got the pinstripes.
Yes. That's a big part of it.
Yeah. It's cool. I love the shit out of that. Like, I will get that. That looks just like stuff. The star is there. I think they even kept the font, to be honest. I could use a change of the font.
It did. But still good.
It's still way better. It's still way better, more creative. It pulls at the heartstrings of me way more, and I would be 2,000% more likely to get that than the other one, which I might not purchase, even if you offered me it as water after I had traversed the Sahara Desert.
Yeah, we got, what is it, at Jack Droppers. Shout out to you, man. This is good. I mean, you didn't go into a lot of great detail, but it's there, man. That's it. That's what these jerseys are supposed to be. This would be a good representation of your mascot stuff. It makes some sense to me. You know what? If Disney's a sponsor and you want to Disney it out, go crazy on that thing. That one we had with like the space on it, that was kind of cool. Yeah. That was all right.
I liked it.
Like give me the Orlando in the Disney font for all I care. I don't give a shit. Have some sort of connection to your surrounding community that makes people go, "Oh, I got to get that."
Yeah.
And it's just not there. But I love this one. Shout out to Jack Droppers. Well done. I like it.
Yeah. Let us know what you think, ladies and gentlemen, about the new City Edition jersey. Is it a cop or a drop for you?
Well, we didn't even really give that a traffic light, but I'll tell you this, if that's what I'm going out of the house for, I'm not that day. I'm not even going to see the traffic light because I'm not getting in a vehicle and I'm not going out to see that.
Last and final traffic light here. We have Paulo Banchero on an interview with ESPN says that the way I feel like I think I can get back before Christmas. So, Peach, where are you on Paulo back in 2024?
Well, I'd love that to happen.
Right.
But no way, Jose. I wouldn't put any money down on that. This is a great thought, young man, but the Orlando Magic love to baby people's comebacks. Now, Paulo's got some star power and if he wants to play and he's ready to go, I think he has more say over getting back on the court than maybe J.I. did when he didn't really have that power to say, I'm good to go, I can come out. And I could see him coming back maybe before the end of the year on a minutes restriction. But again, Paulo doesn't seem like the kind of guy that wants that minutes restriction. If I'm good to go, I'm playing, coach, and I'm going to play now. So if that's the case and he doesn't want to play until he can play full games, they're definitely not going to see him in 2024. But if he's willing to minutes restrict, I might be willing to go caution, but I'm pretty much stop on this one. If there were betting odds, don't bet on it.
Yeah, I guess I'm yellow on it here. I'm throwing down some caution. I do, like you said, respect the hell out of Paulo for coming out publicly and saying, I'm ready to play. I want to play. And putting a little bit of heat, right, on the organization. Like, let's get this guy back. That's something that we were a little harsh on JI for at times and other guys. Like, let's get out there. Let's get out there and play. And Paulo's doing that. Now, he did temper that comment by saying, but if Arnie comes and tells me, hey, you're not ready, I'll listen to him. But I feel like I'm feeling good and I can get back. And that's what we want to hear from our all-star and Paulo Banchero, because the way that Franz is cooking right now, man, you add Paulo to that, I don't know. It's going to open up a lot of other stuff for the rest of the guys on our team, and it's going to cause fits for opposing defenses. But I just love that he's coming out and he's ready to go.
I am glad to hear him say that the way he feels and I've been feeling. So that makes me feel like he's at least healing well. Things are going good. To be honest, if he comes back in 2025 and he's balling out, putting up the 50 burgers again, I don't care that I waited that long.
Right.
But I'll share my opinion on why I feel like he wants to come back in a moment as we move into the next segment. But
let's go right into it.
We did it.
We did it. So let us know how you felt on any of those, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you. Thank you. A big shout out again to our boy Landalorian, who sent in something so that we could see it and get it on the show. Because that's a big part of the show. We want more involvement. Also, Dylan Holden over on the Patreon wanted us to discuss that Goga issue, which we did. So if you ever have anything that you find hilarious, insightful, or you just want to see on the show, get us at @court_cousins on either Twitter or Instagram, and hopefully we'll make it up on the show either in that segment, Traffic Light, or in this next one right now, Social Media Roundup, where we scour the interwebs. And
the Twitter handle Court Cousins with no underscore was taken by a set of cousins who are lawyers. But what are you going to do?
That's a great name for them, so I'm not even really that mad about it.
I get it.
All right, Peach. Here we go, right into the Social Media Roundup. Is this the first one you want right here from Welt God?
It is, because this is the one that I was just referencing.
All right, here we go.
It's Welt God's post. He says, no Paulo, no problem. The Orlando Magic remain third in the Eastern Conference and boast the second longest win streak in the league with 6 consecutive victories because, of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers are still the best team in NBA history. Like, it's so not true, people. So not true. But it is funny to think if the average NBA fan is kind of like looking at what happened in last year's playoffs and then looking at this year's, they're like, oh shit, Cleveland and Orlando went 7 games last year in the playoffs. Oh, I better check that out. And they're going to go back and watch it because, like, those are apparently the 2 teams of the future. But what I see here is obviously Boston. They're still doing Boston things. And then Cleveland running away. And then, boom, there's the Orlando Magic. And you know why? Because the rest of the league is eating shit right now. They do not have their shit together. A lot of these teams suck right now. It is crazy. The Bucks can't figure it out. The Sixers don't know who's on the court whenever. I mean, it is embarrassing. The Detroit Pistons are 6th right now, as shown in this graphic, at 7 and 9. I mean, there's no way the standings the way they are right now are going to be close to the way they are at the end of the season. Some of those teams are going to figure it out. But that's why I think Paulo wants back now. And I think that's why it's so important that we won 6 games in a row and continue to win, because while everyone else is not figuring shit out, we're finding a way to get some W's in that W column so that if later when things get hard, we may already be up in a good position. Paulo knows if I can come back now and we can nail down some more wins while people are still trying to figure it out, we could remain in 3rd by the end of the season, and that would be great. A great placement for us.
Yeah, that was a big lesson that we took away from the last playoffs, and you heard the guys coming into that season just reiterating that in a chorus saying, hey, we know every single game matters. We know home court advantage matters, and they are pressing to get that certainly. Right now, we got it. Because like you said, the Eastern Conference is eating dog shit. And honestly, there's some injuries in the West right now that are causing some turmoil. We just beat the Walking Dead Suns without Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and their center. I can't think of his name right now. Sorry. No, I want to say Sarge, but I know that's not it. Nurkic. But you know what? As worried as I was for that stretch where Paolo went down, once we got some time to get some practices, we saw the identity of this team come back, Pish. And I think that's why we were so frustrated. What a difference 2 weeks make. If you go and look at the recaps that Pish and I did while I was in Dallas there, man, we were forlorn. Like, we were downtrodden. It was low because
Oblique Outlook was the name of the episode.
Great episode name, by the way. But it was because, for me at least, Pish, we just didn't have any identity. We had lost our identity. We went from being a team that was a top defensive stout team to one that was just pretty much traffic cones out there. And that was the most frustrating thing for me to see. Yeah, we lost Paolo, but we've got all this depth. This depth is something that we have shouted from the rooftops. That is our strength, and they just couldn't seem to be doing anything. Now, some home cooking. The schedule got a little bit easier. Got some practices in. In the last 6, Pish, we've held all opponents with this defense to under 100 points. No other team has done that in back-to-back games this season, Pish. We're the second-ranked defense by defensive rating. We're leading in second chance points allowed. So we're cleaning the glass, which we love to see, and we're leading.
One and done.
Yep. And we're leading in points allowed in the paint. So we're protecting the paint, and we're forcing teams into bad shots, playing with defense, and defense travels. So now we're on this West Coast road trip here. Just handled the Suns. I think we got the Clippers and then the Lakers. These are all winnable games, even with our star out, because of that defense that Coach Mosley has preached, and Weltman has continued to put defensive-minded guys, even to the chagrin of some of us who would like a shooter maybe. And this is my last plea for Tyus Jones. Pish, Tyus Jones last night. All right, he crushed us. He was their best player on the Suns, facilitating. I think he dropped 20. That guy was gettable. But anyways, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. The defense is winning us games. That's our strength. That's what we need to lean into. Create that offense off the defense, which we've been doing. And I think we can come away here in this Western Conference road trip with some more wins.
Yeah, we got to pile them up when we can, because I think other teams are kind of looking at us as we should be a beatable team without our NBA All-Star. But hey, we're on a run right now. The guys are feeling good. Everyone's found their role. More shots are dropping. Yeah, it is complete reverse from what we did those 3 games we watched while you were in town. Just completely awful, disgusting. And just completely found a way to finally make it work. They did what they needed to do. I think they look like they took that seriously. And I think that's what's made this run really important to them, is that they're showing that, hey, we're not just Paolo Banchero. We are other good players. And look, hey, I doubted them. You doubted them. Yeah. I think a lot of the community was starting to doubt them during that little run, but they're kind of like showing you, hey, no. We can still do things even without him. And that's super important for them and their confidence going forward.
In this next month, we're going to, we got the Clippers, we got the Lakers, as I said. There's some easy games in here potentially, although Detroit is not a pushover anymore. Then we get Charlotte, the Bulls, 2 games against Brooklyn and New York. We got a couple against the New York Knicks, who are playing pretty well, but people are scratching their head about Mikal Bridges. 2 games against the 76ers. Who knows who's going to be playing there? 2 games, or a game against Oklahoma City, now without Chet, still without their center in Isaiah Hartenstein. Miami's starting to play better, but that kind of brings you right up to Christmas. So can Paolo get back in that stretch of games? And if not, I think we can go 500 or maybe even a little bit better in those games that I just listed. Because like you said, Pish, none of those teams have it all the way together.
Right. You don't have to blow the doors off to stay in that 3 spot right now. So
right.
But it'd be nice if we did.
As long as we don't play the Cavs, I think we'll be okay.
Unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell they're doing over there, but it's crazy right now.
They're killing it, man. Who is it? JB Bickerstaff is now with they have Atkinson. That guy's got to be.
Yeah, they got some random guy. Yeah.
No, he's not random. Atkinson, he was He was with the Nets, and then he was working with the Warriors. He's been around for a long time. He's a really good coach. He's got to be coach of the year. But Coach Mosley, with this defense, got to be in the running as well.
He's random. Nobody knows him.
Okay, all
just
right.
because he's been around the league and like been an assistant on a lot of people don't know assistant coaches' names unless they're an ex-player. So no one knew who this guy was. They're just like, wait a minute, where's the guy? And it's that's the typical NBA fan response. You're a super fan.
Okay. Please help me in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. You know who Kenny Atkinson is. We can do this. I am a super.
Kenny Atkinson
I'm
used to play ball, I think.
Maybe I'm getting him
yes,
confused.
You're a super
Maybe
fan.
I don't know who the fuck he is.
You know way too much about all of our assistant coaches like up and down the roster. Like most fans of teams don't know every fucking guy. Like they just don't, and they definitely don't know them of other teams unless they were like an ex-player, right? Like you just don't. You don't know that
freaking
kind of
casuals. I know none of you listening are that. All right, Peach. Let's
yes,
get into.
Well, they probably are. You're right.
We alluded to it earlier in the episode. I got the signed Franz Wagner jersey behind me. Peach, I don't want us to I don't want you to show your pocketbook to everyone or your wallet to everyone, but how much did you pay for that Franz Wagner jersey?
Oh, I don't know, man. I got that a while ago. I got it on eBay. Franz wasn't hot yet.
Right.
I didn't pay a lot.
Like around $100, $125, maybe something like that.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this next one, fans, you know it, second cousins out there. This is the infamous, what has now become the infamous half-court shot. We had this dude.
No. This was not just let's get this man his flowers now, because it was not just a half-court shot.
You're right.
Okay? It was the
run
whole
it
game
down, Peach. Yeah, run it down.
It's a layup. It's a layup.
Mm-hmm.
It's a free throw, a three-pointer, and then a half-court shot. They give you, I believe, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think so.
This is a very widely done thing at a lot of arenas. There's a really good chance you've seen this, even if you're a casual.
Yeah,
you have definitely seen this happen at halftime of games. They used to do it at our college. I've seen it added into a half-court shot and then one from the free throw line. I've seen it go for a college scholarship. Some big items. Like
I was gonna say
$10,000
right.
a car.
Yep.
There's been some big ticket items available if you can hit all four of these shots within 30 seconds. This young man, I do not know his name. Sorry, I do not know your name. He hit this shot. He hit it at the Magic game with like 7 seconds to spare, by the way.
Yes.
And then receives a Franz Wagner signed jersey, which unfortunately led to a lot of Franz hate the NBA community, because they're like, who the fuck is Franz Wagner and why is that the prize? But we love Franz Wagner on this show. It's everywhere on the screen right now if you're watching on YouTube. But they have a point.
Yeah.
What the hell is that being the prize for that? That should be the backup prize if you don't win.
Yeah, the Devos gotta pony up a little bit more here. That was weak. I think it was like $25 for the free throw at the team shop. Then you got $50 for the foul line. Then you maybe got like another $50 or $100 for the 3-pointer, and then you got a Franz Wagner signed jersey. So this guy, he has like $200 in store credit and a Franz Wagner jersey for something that other arenas give, like you said, Peach, 10 grand, 50 grand, a car. Come on. We need to get this man a little bit more for that fee. I mean, what are the odds of that? I mean, how often do you think it happens?
Courtside seats to the next game. Get something. Disney, their goddamn sponsor for something. Get them to say,
get him a blowjob by Minnie, dude. Get him something, man.
Get him a tour of beers at the World of Beers or something. I mean, come on, man. Let's get this man to Epcot or something. Animal Kingdom. Look at all the parks they got over there. Throw this guy some free. You should get 2 free entries to all the parks.
Yeah. I don't know if this guy can drink. He looks like he barely has hair on his chin there. Well on you, young man.
Oh, that's true, but they'll still be good in a few years. I'm just saying, somebody needs to make this right. I'm looking at you, Disney. Come on, Mouse. Do it.
All right. Our last social media roundup here is Anthony Black. Potentially I think it was the best game of his career. He had 20 points in the last game against the Pistons. He went for a 20 burger against the Pistons and not against Pistons, against the Suns. 20 points, very efficient from the field. I think he hit 3 of 5 from 3, couple steals, a block. Like, this kid is unbelievable. I have another stat here on just the defensive side of the ball that Anthony Black has been holding opponents to 39.1% from the field and 25.8% from three. Both rank first among guards. Yes. Both rank first among guards. This guy is arguably, based on that statistic from Stat Mamba, the best perimeter defender. And oh yeah, that's on a team where we have Jalen Suggs and Kenny. Yeah. And Peach, the question that I am just asking myself almost every single game now is this kid continues to have the game slow down for him, and the passes and the patience that he now has that he's growing into. The question that just continues coming to the surface is, why the fuck is this guy not our starting point guard? What?
He's gonna work his way into it eventually. If not this season, next season. You can see it's good. One of the things we've talked about on this show over the course of time is player growth and how they're getting better. And Jalen Suggs has always usually been at the source of that, because we've really seen him, the game slow down for him, less turnovers, becoming a better player throughout his years so far with the Magic, which is great to see. And I'm seeing that in Anthony Black, which is fantastic, because he didn't see a lot of court time last year. So I wondered if he was just going to get kind of lost in the shuffle of not getting some play time. But I think, as much as you hated to see Markelle Fultz go, him going left this open for him to play and get in here and do this. And if Markelle Fultz is here, Coach Mosley might have gone with him, and then you don't get to see this young man blossom and become what he can become. And I think they knew that that's what he can become, and they knew that he wasn't going to be as injury prone, and they knew that his ceiling could be much higher than they knew Markelle Fultz already was. So I love seeing it. He's one of my favorite things to watch about the team right now, is to see, well, what's AB going to do today? He's not making SportsCenter's top 10, but he's just playing solid. He's playing well. And at some point, if he continues to be that reliable and this good on defense, because let's be honest, Coach Mosley loves him some defense. My God, he's happy that we haven't allowed over 100 points in the last 6 games, but he's still mad because it's still too many points we're allowing. But if AB keeps playing like this, he's undeniably going to push himself into that starting point guard role, which then I think probably Suggs back to the bench. I hate to say it, but I think it might then end up being Suggs that gets pushed back to the bench. Maybe it's KCP. Either way, I don't hate having Suggs or KCP as a bench player, because I know that they're dogs, especially if they're losing minutes. They're going to be like, well, if I'm only getting 15 minutes, I'm going fucking hard. Yeah. And I like that. So I like all of it. It's a good problem to have. We haven't had it in Orlando for a while, where we felt like we had, shit, what do we have at guard? Our guards have not been fantastic for a while now. So it's nice to have a conversation where we're optimistic about some of the guards we have playing better. We know the veteran we have in KCP. We love what we're seeing from Jalen Suggs. And Cole Anthony's been playing better lately off the bench. He's starting to see his shot go down a little bit. So I love it. Keep it going.
I agree with what you said, man. He's one of the reasons, the major things that I'm excited to watch right now about our team play, just continuing to see his progression. I need to correct this stat line because I was off, and it's way more impressive than what I read before. He had 20 points last night versus the Suns on 5 of 10 from the field, 50% from the field. 3 or 5 of those attempts were 3-point shots, of which he hit 3 of them. He went 3 for 5 beyond the arc. That's 60%, ladies and gentlemen. He had 4 rebounds, 9 assists, and 3 steals. The assist numbers are what we're starting to see these little pops of. It's not every game, but you can see as you go back these recent games, like the prior game, he only had 1 assist, but then the game prior, 6 assists, then 3, then 4, then 4, then 6. So there's these little kind of bursts and peaks into the future, and I want to go all the way down the rabbit hole and see where this kid is going to grow, because man, the hair is there, the flair is there, and he's ready to take another step. And I think he's the youngest kid on the team too. I think he's still maybe 19 or just 20. Let's see. He is okay.
He's not an adult.
No, yeah, he can't drink yet. I know that for sure. So the sky is the limit for this kid.
This is for you, AB.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Silver bullet goes down smooth.
Never slows you down.
it is going to be tough to keep him out of the starting lineup. I don't think that that's going to happen this year, Pish. If I'm being 100% honest, I would be surprised if we see the move into the starting lineup this year. But it is going to be it's going to be some crazy Jenga in the offseason to make this work. The $22 million a year guy and Kenny that you just brought over, you just paid Jalen Suggs a pretty nice contract extension, and now you're talking about moving one of those guys to the bench. Again, it's a good problem to have when Anthony Black is performing in the way that he is. But it will be interesting and a difficult process probably for Mosley to navigate. I'm ecstatic with this guy. Really happy for him to be getting the minutes, to be getting the time. He's put in the work, and he deserves it. Cheers to you, Anthony Black.
Yeah, I mean, when we watched that draft where we got him and Jet Howard, there was a lot of question marks, right? Because we needed 3-point shooting and we needed big men and shit,
Yeah.
and we still need that stuff. By the way, that was 2 drafts ago. But I do like what I'm seeing, and we haven't talked about him on the show, so just a brief shout out to Tristan Da Silva, who I still think is also on a great trajectory, and it's still his first season. So I'm looking to see, man, is he going to make a second year jump? Because I already like what I'm seeing from him this year. Again, taking what is there for him and not pushing the issue, which is perfect on a team that's going to have Paulo, Franz, some players they're going to look to, and then you just kind of take the scraps, what's left, right? That's what Goga's kind of doing right now. So shout out to him as well, because I like what he's doing.
Hell yeah. Let us know how you're feeling about Anthony Black in the comments, everybody. Are you as high on this young man as we are? All right, Pish, I think it's that time then.
Let's do it.
Let's go right into the large ending. Where's that button, Pish? Hit that button. Am I first or are you
I
first?
don't know if
there you are.
I'm first. I don't know if you saw this. I did make a graphic, but I don't think it made it into the show.
No.
There was, I believe it's in Idaho, they did a helicopter coin toss. And I write coin toss like this because they dropped a football from a helicopter onto the field, and the team captain from each team fought to grab the ball, and whoever came up with the ball, they won the coin toss.
What?
That's how they decided the beginning of a football game, and it reminded me of the XFL, and it was kind of fun.
Yes.
And it's a pretty cool clip. You should watch it. Helicopter coin toss. Obviously, you haven't seen it. That was going to be my question, so I guess I'll change it to: are you in favor of this? Do you love it?
I mean, I do love it. It seems an awesome way to start the game. I think the only thing that happened with the XFL, because they used to have kind of a dead sprint for the ball at the very beginning, but a bunch of guys started getting injured going right in the beginning of the game, going full sprint. So it was I think that's why I got the kibosh even in the XFL. I'm up for some change, but I do like what the NFL has done this year with the kickoff. I think it's moving the kicker, forcing teams to wait a little bit longer, moving where the players are. That has opened up the return game a little bit, has made it for some more exciting moments, I think. So I'm in favor of that.
It's so dynamic.
Yeah, well, apparently Peach doesn't like it. I could tell his snooty tone.
No. They always call it the dynamic kickoff. They always call it. Like, that's the name of it. I just think it's hilarious that they're always trying to just call it the dynamic, even though a lot of times it just goes in the end zone and nothing happens.
So from the dynamic to the demoralizing, Peach, when I went and visited you in Dallas, that was just an ugly, ugly loss. Our guys just didn't come to play, and we got the doors blown off by Luka Doncic and the Mavericks. I'm trying to think back. Is that the most demoralizing live sports experience you've had, or can you recall being at another game, rooting on your team, and they got beat worse or something worse happened other than that game? Because that might be my worst my most demoralizing live sports experience.
It's up there. We went to Boston to a Celtics Magic game where we lost in overtime during that COVID season where we had some weird guys playing for us, and it was, but like it was demoralizing a little to lose in OT. But this one was insulting.
Yeah.
I think as far as a demoralizing live sports experience for me, it is no question the Montreal Expos last game ever. I went to that. It was a lot of fun because we got to go on the field before the game, got signatures. I mean, I got to like go. I wish I had scooped up some dirt. It was a cool experience, but by the end of the game, it was just sad. You know, that was a lot of my youth growing up, was going to those games and being up there. And so that ending was really sad. A lot of people were upset. I'm pretty sure I cried at some point. So it's got to be a most demoralizing live sport if there's actual tears to be at. I mean, because otherwise it's going to be a Buffalo Bills loss in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, I'm talking
but
about.
But if you're talking about being there,
yes,
then it's definitely that for me, without a question.
It's good.
The boys just did a video where they were asked, who do you think would win on Dancing with the Stars? A lot of people went Cole. A couple people went with Jet Howard. Suggs got an honorable mention in there, I believe, as well. Who do you think would win on Dancing with the Stars from the team? And then I will go ahead and throw in this show.
It's gonna be. It's okay. Well, the team is gonna be the new guy. It's got to be Franz Wagner. It's got to be Tristan da Silva, dude. Those Brazilians can move, man. He's got some of the Brazilian. He's got some of the German. He can do a variety of moves, I'm sure. We saw when they did that kicking the ball challenge. He was one of the last people able to do that, taking some dexterity. If he's got the dexterity in the feet, he's probably got nice twinkle toes. He can make some moves on the dance floor. Yeah, Pish. I mean, come on, man. I'm over here. I'm salsaing. I can do the bachata. All right. I took some tango. All right, I've worked on my craft. All right, I've worked on this. Right. You can't take this from me. I received the dance award in 3rd grade. Okay, so you can't take this from me, Pish.
Have you ever won a dance off at an NBA basketball game?
Ooh, no, I have. Okay,
because I have.
Okay,
so watch out.
Touche, sir. Touche. We won't have another show before Thanksgiving. So, Pish, what's your favorite Thanksgiving side? Or let me amend this. Let me amend this. Not your favorite Thanksgiving side in general, but I'm talking about classic Grandma Pichet, Graham's side. That's what I'm talking about. Old school Pichet family. What was your favorite side on the table there?
Well, I didn't eat as many things then as I do now.
True.
I left a lot of good food on the table, and that I regret. I feel like I could have had a different answer.
Yes.
But based on youngness and who I was, I think the mashed potatoes and the gravy were a big thing for me. Nowadays, I think I would probably, looking back, the meat dressing. I didn't get enough of that in my life, but that was fantastic because I love stuffing, and that was like her version of the stuffing. Meat dressing. Very French. Right? It's kind of like the filling that goes in a meat pie, if you ever had it. Fantastic. What would be your? I gotta ask the bonus question because I gotta know which one was yours. You're a big potato guy.
Oh my God, I was freaking heaping those buttery goodness.
He's Irish.
Those buttery
he loves the
mountains.
potatoes.
Yeah, dude. Are you kidding me?
What are you gonna do?
Oh, I love you, Grams. I love you. Rest in peace, Grams. Those buttery mashed potatoes, man. I write poetry about those things.
I would like to read that.
Okay.
So now that our I have poetry about potatoes. Sounds great to me. It's tasty. So with our plans for Crimmy, as you like to call it, off. Do you have new Crimmy plans now?
No, not quite. I'll see, but I mean, in line with this question, I do have new Magic plans coming up. At the end of this month, I'm going to be going. I'll stay in Brooklyn, like the end of the month into when we play back-to-back against Brooklyn and see both of those games. So that's kind of filling the void in my heart that was very excited to go down in December. So that's kind of what's going on there. I think I'll probably just hang out with the family. I don't think I'm going to do anything crazy for Christmas. Probably just enjoy some R&R. But what about you? You have anything new already in the works?
No Crimmy plans. A little early for that. Still working on the Thanksgiving plans. But I do have also a way to fill my Orlando Magic hole, if you will. The Osceola Magic are coming to right behind my office for 2 nights on Monday and Tuesday next week.
Oh, nice.
So I'm excited to see the boys in the house at our arena.
Okay. Make sure you get some content there. We'll post that
I'm
online. All right, good.
I'm gonna get some content. If you guys are coming out and you're Magic fans, look for me. I'll be the other Magic fan.
Okay, Pish. Let's see. Actually, I want to open this question up, Pish. So, as you all know, hopefully, Pish works with the Dallas Stars, and he's a big fan. Goes to most of the home games. makes me a little perturbed sometimes because I think he loves them more than he loves the Magic sometimes.
Nope, I do not watch us on the road at all.
Okay.
And I did not go to the home game last night, and I did not watch it either.
Okay, he's changing. He's changing before our eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you think is going to go deeper in the playoffs? What part of your heart here? Stars or the Magic, Pish?
Well, look, this isn't anything against the Magic. I think the Magic can win a first-round series, and I believe that we will. But I believe the Dallas Stars are one of the Stanley Cup favorites, so I think we're good to get back to the Western Conference Finals again. We've done it the past 2 years. There's no reason to think we can't win at least 2 rounds. So if I had to bet on this, I'd bet on the Stars. But I hope I'm wrong.
I hope you're wrong too, Pish. Well, there hasn't been anything wrong about hanging out with you out there, second cousins. We hope you enjoyed your time, got some laughs along the way. We won't see you in December, but we'll see you sometime soon after the new year. Look out for that. The next the third annual family reunion, Court Cousins Night, will be rescheduled, and we'll see you then. Pish, I'll talk to you soon, man. Love you. Peace out, everybody.
Love you. Thanks for coming.